What's up, everybody? Rod J back to take a look at another beer. We're going to take a look at one from Deschutes Brewery out of Bend, Oregon. This is the Inversion IPA, India Pale Ale, of course. Comes in at 6.8% ABV, 80 IBUs. On the label profile, talks about whole flower hops create piney floral notes with a well-balanced bitterness. Doesn't say really too much more outside of that, but Deschutes, kind of some interesting artwork there. Not too bad at all. Let's go ahead and get this baby open and get it into a glass and see what we have. There we go. We get it in the glass. As you can see there, nice two-finger head. The head itself has some nice rockiness to it. Some good tight bubbles in there. Put it to the light. We get a nice copper color. A lot of good lively carbonation taking place. I don't think you can actually make that out too much on the camera, but a lot of really good bubble action taking place on the carbonation. Really pretty looking beer. As far as the appearance, somewhat, probably about 20-30% cloudy. Do get some clarity where I can kind of make out my hand to the other side, but does have some cloudiness in effect as well. Go ahead and get a sample of the aroma. On the aroma, you do get the pine that does come out of this. You have the nice floral scent that you'd expect on an IPA. You also get kind of a sweet candy smell, almost like a caramel type smell, which actually adds a little bit something different to an IPA, to the IPA. Usually on malts you have more of the caramel type smell, but on an IPA it's usually more forward hop driven. But I do pick up that sweetness, especially at 80 IBU. That's kind of surprising. Do get a little bit on the piney earthy tone, more the floral than the piney. Not too bad. Probably about a light to moderate smell on the aroma as far as the notes. Go ahead and get a taste. On the taste, you get that bitterness on the tongue that you've come to expect with IPAs. The texture is nice, dry texture. Finishes with a nice crisp finish. Do have somewhat of a nice mouthfeel as the flavors open up. The mouthfeel actually adds a little bit of that caramel sweetness that I mentioned before, which is in the malts, and kind of a somewhat semi fruity type flavor. But the flavor isn't as fruity as what you would expect on most of your IPAs. It's kind of a little different. It's kind of maybe the caramel malts or what affects it some, but the flavor is definitely a unique flavor of its own, slightly different from what you would usually come to expect. On that flavor, it does have a little bit of an aftertaste, almost kind of medicine-y on the aftertaste of it. I'm not really digging that as much on the back end part, and that aftertaste kind of sits around with that mouthfeel as well. So I think on that back end, that does leave a little bit more to be desired. But as far as anything else with it, as far as the carbonation and any of the other aspects of the beer, I think it holds together okay. Deschutes usually does a pretty good job on their beers. It definitely has its own uniqueness with this one. So again, this is the Deschutes Inversion IPA. If you've had this one before, let me know. Put some comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. I don't think it's one of my, well, I know it's not one of my favorite IPAs. I think it's okay. I think it's got a little bit slightly something that makes it a little bit different, but it's not one that I'd probably go after again. Glad I got a chance to taste it, but it's just not that medicine-y taste that it has on that aftertaste. For some reason, it kind of sticks with me. Yeah, it gives it a little bit of a different type feel, but outside of that, I mean, it's an IPA. You can see some of the lacing taking place as well. So definitely a nice quality of beer here, but that aftertaste does throw me off a little bit. As far as recommending it, I say give it a try. You know, it's not one, like I said, I would go after again, but it's nice to see different flavors on your palate. You know, if you like it or if you've had this one and liked it, let me know as well. Just kind of figuring out what that aftertaste may be on this one. So that really throws me off. But outside of that, I say cheers. Go ahead and finish this one, and hopefully see you again in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you saw and want to stay up to speed on other videos. But Nothing else to really say on this one. Deschutes Inversion IPA. Cheers.